The cartwheel squealed when I stopped. That was the sound that cut through the grocery store's hum, the small, broken noise of something meant to roll straight but never quite did. My neighbor leaned over the conveyor belt, close enough that I could smell the oranges on her breath. "Haven't you been to the garden house in a while?" she asked, casual, curious, careless. "It's been empty for years," I said, truth delivered clean. She smiled, not kind, not cruel, knowing. "Go there tonight," she said. "Surprise your husband." That was the moment the air changed. The lights hummed louder, the cartwheel went quiet, and I understood that whatever I thought I owned, my marriage, my life, my sense of order, had been rented out behind my back. I paid, I smiled, I drove home. I didn't cry. Crying is loud. I needed silence. When we first met, he was careful with his words. He listened. He took notes on my coffee order like it was a confession. We built a life the way people build fences, one panel at a time, convinced the shape would hold. The garden house was his idea, a place to grow herbs, a place to breathe. He said it like a promise. I believed him because believing felt efficient. The first change was the phone, face down, always face down. Then the late meetings that didn't ask permission, the new cologne that clung to his jacket like a second skin. None of it was proof. All of it was math. I ran the numbers quietly. Nights he came home smiling for no reason. Mornings he left early with no reason at all. And that house, sitting at the back of our property like a thought I refused to finish. I went there once, weeks before the grocery store. Daylight, dust, an old bench, nothing obvious. That's how he liked it. He underestimated emptiness. He thought absence was innocence. I waited. Patience is a weapon when you know where to point it. The night my neighbor suggested the surprise, I didn't rush. I dressed carefully, neutral colors, no perfume. I parked 2 houses away and walked. The gravel didn't crunch because I knew where to step. I always know where to step. The light was on. Inside, the room had been rearranged, new curtains, a throw blanket folded like someone cared how it looked, 2 wine glasses in the sink. I didn't need to see them together. I didn't need a face to hate. I took photos, angles, details. I let the evidence stack itself. Then I left, quietly, with gratitude. That's when the planning began, not with rage, but with structure. I met with a lawyer who listened the way surgeons do, without flinching. I gathered bank statements. I rerouted accounts. I filed paperwork that turned years of shared trust into leverage. I told no one. Secrets rot when shared. I sent one message to the woman whose name appeared where mine used to. Polite, professional, a request for confirmation. She replied with confidence. Overconfidence leaves fingerprints. I adjusted the schedule, booked a couples counseling session he'd been begging for, reserved a table at his favorite restaurant, set the garden house thermostat to a comfortable lie. The day came wrapped in normalcy. He kissed my cheek, said he loved me. He believed the performance. That was his final mistake. We met at the garden house just after dusk. The place glowed, warm, inviting. He smiled like a man stepping into a dream he didn't know was already ending. I didn't raise my voice. I never do when it matters. I handed him the folder, photos first, then bank transfers, then a printed message thread highlighted like a lesson. His face emptied in stages, confusion, denial, fear, recognition last. She knew, I said. Everyone knows. You just didn't know I knew. I watched the math hit him, the house, the accounts, the prenup he insisted on because it made him feel smart, the clause he forgot because he never thought I'd read it closely. I told him the locks had been changed, that the counselor was a witness, that the restaurant reservation was canceled but the process server would still be on time. He reached for me. I stepped back. "This isn't anger," I said. "It's alignment." He tried to speak. I let the silence do its work. Silence is honest. It tells people exactly how alone they are. I left him there with the lights on, with the warmth, with the proof that he'd built a second life and lost both. Weeks later, the garden house is empty again, truly empty. I sold it. The listing price was exact. No sentiment, just value. Sometimes I see my neighbor. She nods. I nod back. We don't discuss favors that save years. I sleep well now, not because I won, because I finished. Betrayal demands precision. Revenge demands restraint. I gave both what they deserved. And when I pass the grocery store, the cartwheels roll straight.